I would have not been able to clear the exam if Amir Ali would have not been there. I would have not been.
I did not believe that I will be able to clear my PMP within a month.
I don't know what to say actually, like I'm kind of like really
And I
trembling.
got my results and I was above target in all 3 categories.
Wow.
I would have not been able to clear the exam if Amir Ali would have not been there. I would have not been.
I did not believe that I will be able to clear my PMP within a month.
I don't know what to say actually, like I'm kind of like really
And I
trembling.
got my results and I was above target in all 3 categories.
Wow.
I would have not been able to clear the exam if Amir Ali would have not been there. I would have not been.
I did not believe that I will be able to clear my PMP within a month.
I don't know what to say actually, like I'm kind of like really
And I
trembling.
got my results and I was above target in all 3 categories.
Wow.
I would have not been able to clear the exam if Amir Ali would have not been there. I would have not been.
I did not believe that I will be able to clear my PMP within a month.
I don't know what to say actually, like I'm kind of like really
And I
trembling.
got my results and I was above target in all 3 categories.
Wow. So, first of all, welcome to everyone into the coaching call. Now we have more than 9 people, and I am extremely happy with all of you that who have joined and taken the time to join this coaching call. And let me tell you a few things that this coaching call has helped more people in becoming certified PMP than anything else. At least I know of it. So this is a very important thing. Let's just wait 1 more minute and we'll start.
I would have not been able to clear the exam if Amir Ali would have not been there. I would have not been.
I did not believe that I will be able to clear my PMP within a month.
I don't know what to say actually, like I'm kind of like really
And I
trembling.
got my results and I was above target in all 3 categories.
Wow. So, guys, do message in the chat box that you can hear me and you can easily see me so that then we can start the coaching call. Please put it in the hi Arvind, hi Adnan, hi Zakir, hi Atisham. Good to have you. So, everyone, please message in the chat box that you can hear me and see me clearly so that after that I can start the coaching call. So today I put the shirt. People ask me all the time, can we clear PMP in 2 week, 3 week? So my answer to them is yes, you can clear PMP in 2 week or in 3 week, whatever you set your mind. Arvind, am I audible clearly? Is there any kind of distortion? Do put it that in the context so that because I'm experimenting few things and probably by next week entire things will be streamlined since setting up in Dubai do takes time. Hi Ambika, good to have you. Okay guys, do put that message. In the meantime, let's start the coaching call, and if anyone is unable to hear me properly, they can share that and we can work into that context also. Okay, so let me just adjust. I hope now you can also hear me because I'm getting the message. We can hear you but not fine. So do put that in the context that now you can hear me properly or previously you were able to. I always try to do experiment and see how we can work together. So, guys, as you know, the purpose of this coaching call is to do hard questions of PMP. The purpose is that we understand how the questions are done. One thing I keep on getting, what is the best way to clear PMP? The guys, the best way to clear PMP is to join coaching calls, is to do root cause analysis, to use root cause analysis. So keep on doing root cause analysis, and that becomes the most important thing that can help you in clearing PMP. Now, in the PMP, what is root cause analysis? I would like to put some context into that. Root cause analysis is understanding the context of the question and finding out what real thing is that is in the question. Okay, clear audio. Yes, you're audible. Previous was good. Okay, so do put in the chat box which was good, previous one or this one. There was an echo, seems fine now. Okay, okay, good enough. So by of today we have 38 certified PMP. One more student have cleared. Everyone is giving three things as a feedback: agile hybrid, people question, no formula question, things like that, and questions are more than 3 to 4 liners. So make your mind prepare for those things, that you will getting a question more than 3 4 liners. The question will be more towards people oriented, and the questions will be more towards hybrid. In the last 7 to 8 coaching calls with my own students, and these free coaching calls, I have been doing those coaching calls as more related to people, but now I will be starting as more of a general mix, mix questions, and from next week we will be focusing the entire month or so on the process question, so that if you review the coaching calls, you have like 10 coaching calls on people, 10 process, and then we'll do some on business environment. So even if you are just preparing it by yourself, you have every tool at your arsenal. Okay, guys. In the meantime, if anyone wants to solve the question with me, they want that they should join the coaching call with me and solve the questions. So they can also do that. So I have just shared the link here, so that you can click, and it will take you to the private chat room or private where I am, where you can solve question with me. But that comes after question number two. First, I'll solve question myself. So I hope you can see the question. Let me also put my mobile so that I can also see that you guys can solve questions. Hmm. Give me 10 seconds. Okay, so you can see the question. Please put the answer in the chat box. What answer you think is right for you? Someone is saying Zoom. What do you mean? If you are doing with the mobile, I highly recommend please come from laptop, never study from. Okay, the question is actually asking the document. This document, oh, previous question. That this document is referred as procurement audit. There is no document as a procurement audit. Contract file, okay. Procurement documents, procurement statement of work. Since it is asking as document, I can eliminate it. Okay, guys, in every question, there's a keyword. Try to identify what is the keyword in that particular question. So here, this is keyword. You are managing a construction project and you would like to create a document that describes the procurement item in sufficient detail so that seller can determine if they can provide the item. So what the question is actually saying? The question is actually saying, the question is actually asking about that particular document that gives us the information which the seller will refer and will tell whether they have the capability to do that or not. The patent example for this is that when you want to buy something, what do you say? What do we need? What are our requirement? So so Ahmed, how you are saying C? Okay, D. Everyone is saying D, and D is the right option. Okay, two people have said that they are unable to see the question. So let me just change that setting. Yes, and D was the right answer, as a matter of fact, for this question. Okay, to tell me, Rock, if you are able to see the question now, more uh, better. Okay, so I have changed the settings. I hope you can see the question now to put in the chat box. Hmm, it's a good. So D is the right answer. So you can easily eliminate its not procurement document. Even guys, you know the answer. Always use elimination technique. B is not the answer because contract is becomes after the seller has given everything. Here the seller is determining if they can provide or not. So contract comes later. That get eliminated. Procurement documents, no. So the answer is straightforward. Go to B. Okay, let's go to the next question. You have 1 minute to solve this question. Okay, I got two answers as B. Guys, whenever you give the answer, try to give justification with that. Why do you think that is the answer? That is the right answer. What is your opinion? Why is that opinion? So that thing matters a lot when you are giving the answer. Okay, Afsal, BP, Arvind, B. So we are getting B. So let's see. अच्छा जी. The tool that he used is WBS, Work Authorization System, but WBS Dictionary. WBS Dictionary and WBS, they are not tools, more of, I would say that, but they are more for document. But let's move forward. He's a project manager for a construction project, and 150 people report to him. Okay. His job required that he allocate work to others and ensure that work is done on time. So he is looking for more of a software, more of a system in which he basically put everything how the information will flow. WBS is basically breakdown of work that cannot be the answer. Work authorization, yes. Network diagram is actually just showing the sequence of activity. So that's a network diagram. It, so it cannot be the answer. That is eliminated. WBS dictionary has the justification, has the explanation of each thing, so that can't be the answer. So utilizing elimination technique, we are left with only one option, and that option is work authorization system. And we are getting the same answer from the audience. So B is the answer. So let me see if anyone wants to join the chat room and solve question with me. Ah, Rock want to solve it. Hello Rock, how are you? Hello Rock. Guys, I'm also putting that in the link. If anyone else wants to join, they can join from it. Rock, I'm unable to hear you. You need to unmute yourself. Hi Umar. Umar is also certified PMP. Nice to see you too. If you get by chance to Dubai, do come, do meet me. I'm in Dubai for long haul now. Rock, do you want to solve the question with me? If yes, please unmute your mic. So I'll come back to Rock in a while. And anyone else wants to join, they can join on the link. So guys, let's solve the next question. Okay, screen is not shared. Umair, very nice memories. I also remember when you contacted me and that you want to do PMP. I'm happy that you are a certified PMP now. So guys, 1 minute for this question. Please solve it while I share this at different way. Okay, so waiting for the answer of this question. Rashid saying B, received in B, Pinky, B, Afsal, B, B, B. So we are getting good amount of B here. So what's her next step? So whenever the question says what are is her next step or is next step, it's more of asking about the sequence. Okay, implement the task, update the scope and schedule baseline to reflect the approved change, gather performance metric on the team work so far, perform quality audit. Let's see. Susan is a project manager on IT project. About halfway through development, her team found that they had not estimated enough time. Mhm. So the problem here is the problem. Team has not estimated enough time for some of the technical work they need to do. She requested that new work be added to scope statement. Okay, said some of the work or some of the things have been missed. The time to do the work be added to the schedule. The change has been approved. So what's the next step? So now highly recommend to all of you, please watch Journey of CR or Change Request. It is in the Journey playlist. What is the next step? Implement the task. Okay, it's a good answer. Update the scope and schedule baseline. Okay. Gather performance. No. Quality audit. No. So these two are irrelevant option by elimination technique. So we are left with A and B. Implement the task or this. This thing happens first, then we do with that thing. So this is all about the sequence of the steps which happen first, which happen later. So I highly recommend you watch Journey of Change Request uh, for the sequence of the steps. So let's see if anyone wants to join the class. So with me. I can hear, but I'm in place where there's a lot of noise. Okay, Rob, totally understand that. Okay, let me see someone else message up. Okay, Ambika, scope statement, B, 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 everyone. Hello, Adnan. How are you, Adnan? Good to have you.
I am fine, sir. How are you, sir?
Alhamdulillah. So let's solve a question, Adnan, and for everyone else, let me put just a context here. So, Adnan, you know how to
Yes, sir.
solve the question, so let's do it. Okay, brother?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sure.
Adnan, you can see the screen.
Yes, sir. But previous one.
Yes, of
Yes.
course. I
Okay.
was just waiting. Yes.
Yes, sir. As a project manager, the customer communicates a request for a change in your project plan. What should be your first step towards addressing the change request? So there are the options. Talk with team members to understand implications of the change. Communicate the change to the management to get their inputs. Open up a change control. Implement the change and communicate to the customer. So as a project, so we will go with the elimination techniques. So options are
Yeah.
first is the potential answer, sir.
How did okay? But remember the
Yes.
most important tool, the arsenal that you have, elimination technique. Don't let
Yes,
it go.
first start with the with the elimination. So
Okay,
implement the
okay,
change and communicate to the customer that is the last step. So it can't be open
okay.
up a change control. This is not just we have to shift communicate the change to the management to get their inputs. I think this is more like irrelevant to why we need it is like agile philosophy. The
Okay.
customer
So
request
we
change.
are left with only one
Left
option.
with one
So,
option.
very well answered, Adnan. I have to say that seeing the context of the question, you did answer well. So, guys, remember this thing: agile mindset, servant leadership. This is the key for PMP exam. This is the fundamental key for PMP exam. So whenever any question comes, you will see, okay, as a servant leader, what would I do? As a servant leader, you will talk to the customer. You will try to see what the you will try to talk to the team members,
Team.
customers. Talking is very important in these patent scenarios. Thank you, Adnan,
Thank you, sir.
for joining. Thank you for you. So, guys, if anyone else want to solve question like this, of course they can join by this link. Meanwhile, I'll solve the next question since I haven't received much requests. Okay, so let's go to the next question. Okay, next question. It's a long question. I'm gonna give you 90 seconds to solve. Okay, guys, I guess you have 1 minute and 26 seconds. That was more than enough for the answer. So I'm getting B here. Afsal always put the option because sometimes when you are putting something and there's always a lag, so always put the option number with the answer. So a pretty long question, and guys, as I said, three important thing at the start of the coaching call. Number one, number one is that you are getting majority of the questions are long. They are number two, mostly are towards people related. Number three, agile hybrid questions are. Okay, let's solve the question. The buyer asks you to work for the new seller. Okay, your next step is to, okay, accept the new position and bring the project documents with you. Execute control contract closing procedure. Okay, transfer the effort to new seller. Okay, close the contract and contact the new seller to see if the buyer has already spoken to them about coming on board. Okay, you are halfway through a 12-month contract on a high priority for your company. The team has been progressing well during the execution of the project work. Some of the deliverables have already been approved by the buyer and they seem to be happy with the progress. So CPI is 1.9. It is a very good thing. And you see, a very important concept to understand. CPI and SPI greater than 1 is a good thing. So SPI is a little bit behind, not much, little bit behind, but still behind. Your sponsor comes by your office and you are shocked to hear from her that the buyer has decided to terminate the contract per the termination clause. So every contract has a termination clause in it, and he has utilized that clause and he has fired your company or ended the contract and moved to the and he provided the work to someone else. Why he did, why he didn't do. Don't build stories behind the question. Just solve what is being said in the question. The buyer asked you to work for the new seller. Now he has asked you to work for the new seller. Now, if you do that, it will become an unethical thing, more of a uh, conflict of interest or things like that. But that's another thing. Accept the new position, you cannot accept the position as it becomes a conflict of interest and many other. Execute control the closing procedure. Of course, whenever the contract get cancelled, you have to do this thing. Transfer the effort to new seller. No, of course not. That's not your job. Close the contract and contact the new seller to see if the buyer has already spoken. Now that's something uh, we do in real life, but that's against PMI codes of ethics. So the answer, this is not the answer. B become the better answer. Let me see the option, your guys' opinion. So contract close should be the first step as the project is being terminated. Ambika, that is very on spot. Loved it. Afsal VP, since the contract is being terminated, close out document operation need to be started on spot. Well done. Vijay, IT Word, Arvind, everyone is doing fabulous job. Everyone is almost right. Like right, not just almost. So let me see if anyone wants to join. Zakir wants to solve the question. Hi Zakir.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam. So Zakir, how are you first of all?
Alhamdulillah, sir. Going on.
Going on, going on. Let's solve this question. Next question, and we'll talk to you after the coaching
Thank you.
call. Okay, Zakir, next question, please. A smaller one in the context, but very pertinent to your work, please.
An international activity that assures the future performance of the project work is aligned with the project management plan is called corrective action, preventive action, defect repair, risk mitigation. An intentional activity that assures the future performance of the project work is aligned with the project management plan is called Actually, it will not be corrective action
Why?
uh, because of an intentional activity that assures the future performance.
Mm-hmm.
So, though it is future,
Mm-hmm.
that's why it will not be corrective action. Correct,
Mm-hmm.
corrective action will take uh, when a project activity already uh, ongoing or
Okay. Okay.
preventive
Uh,
action. Yeah, preventive
yeah.
action. We can keep it considered defect repair.
Mm-hmm.
Defect repair also not because of defect repair will happen when we will repair any defect.
Mm-hmm.
And risk mitigation, let us keep it risk
Okay.
mitigation.
Okay.
So preventive action and risk mitigation, combating
Mm-hmm.
these two options, an intentional activity that assure the future performance
Mm-hmm.
of the project work is aligned with the project management plan is called. Uh, so preventive action will be a good answer here.
Okay, good. Well then, I love your justification and you are right. Thank you very much. Okay, Tariq said that if I can explain the last option, and IT World said if you see here the PM is working for the seller, okay, and then of course there's a buyer. So what happened? Buyer has terminated the contract with seller and has given the contract to another seller, okay, and then the buyer has asked PM to join this seller because of his performance or whatever the reason. So then now the question is asking what you would you do as a PMI PMP. You cannot join the other seller because this person has fired your company. It become you knows the secret between those people. It become conflict of interest and other things. There can be legal binding against you. So close the contract. Yes, this is the right thing, but if you see and contact the new seller to see the buyer has already, like it is saying, go to the PM and tell him that buyer has talked to you hire for hiring me, so please hire me. So that's what Tariq it means. I hope now you understand this thing. Thank you, Zakir. So, guys, let me solve the next question. Preventive. Anyone else wants to solve with me? Then, of course, they can always join by this link. Okay, let me solve the question by myself. Okay, this is done. Please, guys, solve this question. You have a minute to do. Okay, Hasib, do explain why do you think it's D option? Hasib, do put in the answer. Why do you think D is the right answer? Okay, you think processes comes in OPS. Okay, see, thank you for that. So you will include all these as a part of what? Work performance information, work performance measurement, change request, OPS. You are a project manager for complex project and you are monitoring and controlling your projects. When your team member asks for some corrective action and preventive action for errors, some defect should also be handled through defect repair. You will include all this as a part of what? Now he's asking preventive, corrective, and defect repair, how they are handled, which area is pertinent to that. Work performance information is simply data get converted information. Highly recommended watch journey of work performance data. Work performance measurement is measuring of that. Change request, I'll explain it. OPS are organization policies, procedures, tools, and templates. Past lesson learned. So, Asif, I don't think so. The question asked about anything pertinent to the OPS. So, that would be a point to think about, to look into why your thinking said that OPS can be the answer. That's something to look into and think about it and maybe get back to me because OPS are policies, procedures, tools, and template. Here we are talking about like kind of preventive, corrective. This is a part of what? So the right answer is this comes under CR, change request. Change request can be for preventive action, it can be for corrective action, or it can be for defect. So CR becomes the more potent answer in these scenarios. I hope it is clear to everyone. Okay, because it does not matter. You know, I don't care about writing, spelling, grammar, and things like that. Okay, Subramanian going good. Smart good. Okay, let's solve this question. A straightforward question just to check that how do you understand the responsibilities and how much you are clear about this thing. I need a quick answer for this one. So Hasib, Afsal, Arvind, yes, you are right. Because this may confuse you. This thing may confuse you, key deliverable based, but to manage the customer expectation and direct the achievement, that's directly becomes under the responsibility of project manager. So this responsibility falls with the project manager. You see, some questions can be tricky, although this seems very easy, very simple, but they can be tricky in sometimes, like you need to think about it, how to solve that. So if it is Scrum, it PO, in PMP, it is always PMP. So guys, if someone wants to come and join, they can come to that link for sure. I just share link one more time. And guys, do like and share this video so that other people can also learn in these coaching calls. And if you haven't subscribed so far, do subscribe and click the bell icon because our commitment is increasing day by day. We are putting more things in the upcoming days. Like we are going to have one more coaching call on Friday and an interesting project I'm working to see if I can do that on Sunday or not. I'll communicate it to you guys. So do subscribe it and share it with other people. Okay, please solve this question now. Question number 78. Okay. Afsal, you are saying the answer for B or which one? Nafshin, you are saying B. Okay. So we are talking about tool and technique is using to track that. Performance review tool. This is okay. Okay. This is kind of an output, but let's see. In a project of spanning of 2 years, a project manager respond, oh, SPI 1.7. This is just beautiful. 6 months back, it was 1.2, still very good. Which tool or technique is used to track and provide this information? So the question is asking which tool is saying that previously it was this, now it was this. So you are standing here and you want to go there. So of course, the tool that you use is variance analysis. Variance analysis is a way to go. Guys, I want to share one thing with you that you need to understand what happens in each process group. There's a video flow of PMP in 2021. Do watch that. Plus, as a general, understand this thing. In initiation, three things happen. Project charter gets approved, and before project charter, business document, business case, benefit management plan get approved. You cannot change these three things. With project charter, alongside assumption log get produced. And with a long assumption law, once that is done, you meet stakeholder register. That's all about initiation. In planning, you plan for everything. You make plans, you make three baselines, and the fourth baseline is basically combining all three baseline that is called as performance measurement baseline. In execution, deliverables are produced, team is acquired, develop, manage all the emotional things, quality is managed. In monitoring and control, only one thing happened. Mm, what was your plan? That was approved. What actually happened? That is execution and the variance. All the variance happens in monitoring and control, and of course, change request get approved. And closing is just all about closing the project. So I thought that can add value to you guys. So I wanted to share that. Okay, next question. Please solve this one. I guess this is the 10th question, but I'll have one more for you guys. Okay, let's see. We got two answers. Okay, B, D. There's a confusion about B and D. That's good. Okay, D, Vijay saying D. Fian is saying B. Okay, also, how can the project manager verify the senior manager has the authority to do the needful? Review the stakeholder register, never. RC, RESI, sure. Work breakdown structure. So these two get eliminated by reading the last line. These two are left. Senior manager has disapproved a change request already reviewed and approved by change control board. So where we can look. So guys, normally RESI is who is responsible to do something. who is accountable to do something. Like if this happen, who will be called on? Whom to consult, whom to inform. Here we are talking about who has the authority to do something. Okay, so when we are talking about authority, where in RSA we have that authority? Consult is consultant, inform like is no power. Accountable, yes, someone can be accountable, but do they have authority for that or not? Not all the time. Okay, so for in that particular case, the pertinent thing would be change management plan. Going to the change management, every plan will tell us who has which level of authority for that particular thing. So good to have. Like many people made the question wrong. Some questions has to be tricky. So we are done with the 10 question, but let's do the last question. Last question for today. Okay, so 10 more seconds. IT word saying D. Okay. The customer has not approved the deliverable after the negotiation and disputes about requirement. Which of the following you have completed to conduct the current process? So of course, journey of deliverable. We need to refer to journey of deliverable in which customer basically check that. So collect requirement, you collect the requirement. Traceability is not a process, it's a document. In control quality, customer does not come, you check that. Invalidate scope, it is the right answer. Adnan Rafiq, how can you give B answer? That would be interesting to know. That how can you give B answer of that particular question? So guys, that was for today. And if you have any question, you can always ask me now, or you can contact my email or my WhatsApp number. I should add one more WhatsApp number, my Dubai number, because I will be leaving this WhatsApp soon. Okay, so important thing, I also want to put in the context that we will be having uh, uh, EST coaching call on Friday, uh, 5 a.m. Dubai time, 6:30 India time, 6 a.m. Pakistan time, and of course EST time, for which that coaching call will be. It will be in EST. It will be Thursday, uh, 8 p.m. I'm having some problem in setting the time zones. I don't know. I always set this coaching call time according to Dubai time, but it automatically get into PST. I'm working into that. So hopefully for by next week you will start getting the reminders and all those things that this coaching. But as a blueprint, remember this thing. Wednesday 8 p.m. UAE time, if not mentioned, we will have this weekend coaching call. What I was thinking about a name of this coaching call. Week coach when like combining some Wednesday and coaching. But I'm very bad at the names. So do tell me what do you think what name we can give to this coaching call on Wednesday. With that, if you have any question, you can ask me. And till next time, bye bye. Assalamu alaikum. Namaste. Sasriyakal. Good night. Good morning, wherever.